Yeah, I don't know if you can see your screen at the moment, but it's going off right now in Tbilisi in Georgia. This is a complete change of the topic that we were just talking about.
Sure.
So there's the water cannons going, or the hoses. So the authorities have all of a sudden got very serious about what's going on. These protesters have been hanging out for a couple of nights now. It's all about EU membership, but they're still up for a fight. Can you just tell us what's going on here? What's the message behind all of this?
Well, we got the same message here as we had in Ukraine about 15, 20 years ago. We have a government, one government group is trying to move towards the EU, which is automatic membership, by the way, in NATO. And then we have pro-Russian politicians there who want nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
This is the same scenario. And you know, this thing, and you're right to have this kind of coverage because it's very fraught. And this is another thing President Trump is going to have to deal with is how to hose these things down. And of course, this is the reason I think Putin will be looking for a negotiated settlement for Ukraine so he could deal with his other borders. But this is going to go the way of the Ukrainian politics. You'll have Western governments involved in the background, financing people. And of course, the pro-Russians there, they do not want that EU membership because that is the shortcut to NATO membership. Yep. And the Russians are not going to allow those advanced weapon systems on a border of a nation next door to them.
While we're on that issue, we'll just keep these pictures running, but we'll talk about Ukraine just for a moment because it seemed to me that Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian leader, seemed at least a little open to letting the war die down and basically ending it on current lines, which is exactly what we were talking about in recent weeks, and it's what Donald Trump had been talking about as the most logical way to end the war. Sure, it's going to reward Russia for its invasion, but what other way is there to end it? Is Zelensky now open to it, do you think?
Oh, he has no choice. The president has appointed an 80-year-old general, General Kellogg, to deal with this, and he's made it very clear in his plan that further aid to Ukraine is conditional on Zelensky accepting a negotiated settlement, which begins with a ceasefire and a political settlement at the end of the day. NATO is off the table. And in the meantime, Russia can count on receiving or taking the Donbass and Crimea. I mean, Zelensky is he's out of options, you know, because he's played his hand. He has no cards left. I mean, all Zelensky can do now is pick a country to go into exile, and there's nothing left.
Well, I mean, look, you know, Elon Musk, he reckons he can shave $2 trillion from the American economy. I mean, how much are they forking out for the Ukraine war at the moment? I mean, I know a lot of Republicans are sick of spending money on a war that, for the majority of people don't really care about. Well, the Vice President Vance had said that you know that there are more things to worry about at home. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I mean the wars cost about $157 billion in terms of American aid, which makes them American military aid and other kinds of aid. They pay a lot of the public service salaries there and the rest of it. And look, I think Republicans who are very concerned about the world can see that Ukrainian aid has become a rat hole. I mean, it's going nowhere. And God knows, I'm sure that equipment will reappear in Aleppo and Georgia and other places. I mean, we have no idea where this stuff goes. No idea.
Really good point. As always, Joe, you tell it how it is and you're very good at it.